God can multi-process,
Yeah.
where we can't.
Yeah, very good. I'm going to move us ahead a little bit. What is the crowning achievement of the creation as it's described in Genesis chapter 1?
Man, without a doubt.
Yeah.
26 and 27.
Ray, would you read for us Genesis 1? In fact, read 26, 27, and 28
Sure.
if you would. Genesis 1, 26 through 28.
And God said, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth." So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them. And God blessed them. And God said unto them, "Be fruitful, and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth."
Excellent. So, extract for us some principles, some doctrines in these very powerful 3 verses here.
Clearly, one of the most important ones is that we are different from the entire rest of creation in that we are in the image of God. And I like the addition that is made in Moses chapter 6, verse 9, where it says, "In the image of his own body, male and female created he them," emphasizing that this image talked about here is not some sort of a metaphorical thing, we think, and so does God, but rather our physical bodies are in the very image of God, our Father in heaven. And as explained in the preface, Moses chapter 1, we are his children, and children look like their father.
That is such an important point. Give us the reference again.
That's Moses chapter 6, verse 9. "In the image of his own body, male and female."
That is a powerful verse, I think.
And man has a special creation. He doesn't create man along with all the other animals.
Yeah, this is unique.
He's a unique, special, separate creation created in the image of God, which is profound language to say we're created in the image of God.
Exactly.
Some want to say that we believe in an anthropomorphic God, but that's not what it says. We really believe in the theomorphic man. Man is created in the image of God, and because of that, in our special, unique creation, the seeds of deity are sown in our soul. We have the potential to become like him. It's so different than all the rest of creation.
It is, isn't it?
And we're the only aspect of creation that have been given dominion over everything else, which is an interesting word.
What does that word mean? What does that mean? Because I know a lot of people that will take the word dominion to mean that they can trash the earth or manipulate it or do whatever they want with it because they rule over it.
I'm in charge.
Well, the word that comes to mind is unrighteous dominion.
Yeah.
It's not an unrighteous dominion. It's a righteous dominion. We are to use it and utilize it in proper ways, not trash it, but use it so that it benefits ourselves and other people and keeps this world that God said it is very good. Those are the words he uses at the end. It is very good. And that's the way we want to keep it.
Yeah. I can't imagine God creating something that he says is good and then saying, okay, now you do whatever you want with it. It doesn't make sense.
Throughout God's plan, there's this principle of servant leadership. The people in charge, job is to serve, to care, to nurture. It's so different than corporate America's mentality where you have the CEO and everyone else works to support and make him look good. But in God's kingdom, whosoever is greatest among you is our servant. And he expects us to demonstrate that in the way we care for the earth as well.
I was just going to say that the very word dominion comes from the Latin dominus, which means Lord. It's a medieval reference to the Lord of the manor. Well, what was the responsibility of the Lord of the manor? What was the responsibility of the Lord of the community? It was to protect and care for and nurture the subjects, okay? And so now we have that same invitation given to us to care for, to nurture, not to trash, not to manipulate, not to exploit, but to really be as the Lord would be towards us.
It really denotes an act of stewardship. I think that's what you're saying.
Yeah,
it's an act of we're stewards.
Very
and
good.
This earth is given to us to care for.
The Lord blesses the man and the woman, and he says unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. Comment on that? What is that great commandment?
Well, the first thing I would emphasize is replenish. In modern English has a different sense than it did under King James English, and it's a translation of the Hebrew word mileh, which means simply to fill up.
Yeah.
There's no sense of doing it again, but it's simply to fill it up.
So fill the earth with your posterity is the intent there. Very, very good.
Another important doctrine from these passages is in the first line of verse 26, where it says, and God said, let us make man in our image.
Very good point.
There seems to be more than one entity involved with this. You know, the rabbis say he's speaking to the earth. Let earthless me and you make man, or something of that sort. But the Moses account makes it very clear.
Well, in Abraham too, as well.
In Abraham as well. The gods met and said. And in the Moses account, we read that he's speaking in God's, this is Moses chapter 2, verse 26, and God said unto mine only begotten, which was with me from the beginning, let us make man in our image. So we have a plurality of beings involved in this creation process.
I like Moses chapter 4, verse 27. This is on page 40 of the Pearl of Great Price. Well, actually, beginning with verse 26 of Abraham chapter 4. And the gods took counsel among themselves and said, let us go down and form man in our image after our likeness, and we will give them dominion over the fish of the sea and over the fowl of the air and over the cattle and over all the earth and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So the gods went down to organize man in their own image, in the image of the gods to form they him, male and female to form they them. That opens up a whole host of possibilities and understandings.
Yeah, female.
Exactly.
The implication is that these gods included both male and female entities. That our female counterparts are indeed in the image of a mother in heaven, as well as we are in the image of our Father in heaven.
And that has been consistently taught by the prophet Joseph Smith since the beginning of the Restoration.
Which the distinction between male and female predates the creation and our birth.
Excellent. That's the
Proclamation
on
the family.
Makes
That's
that
right.
very, very clear.
No, that's absolutely true. Anything else that we ought to mention about the creation from Restoration text? We have just a couple of seconds left. I have once again become so appreciative of the prophet Joseph Smith because of his ability to take these divine concepts, to receive this revelation and give it to us in a form that helps us to see that none of this is by accident. This is following God's grand design that was put in place well before the foundations of this earth were laid. How grateful we are for the creation and the opportunity to do the things that we're able to do. Thank you.